Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. So Java and GED. Okay, guys. So now voice second and a minute. So please raise your voice, guys. So this is a Java full-length training completely. Okay. So you will learn about the complete core Java. So the detailed syllabus probably you might even as a link, actually you will find the complete syllabus. But at a high level in Cheppedi, core Java. So core Java completely manam will discuss as part of the core Java. So why is Java, right? What about why the Java is so powerful these days? And because Java is an object-oriented programming language, right? So that is the reason actually we need to understand about OOPS concepts, object-oriented concepts, like what is data abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, right? So I hope you all definitely come through the Java or C++, I guess, like. So definitely you heard about all these words. So yeah, we will try to digest those concepts because whenever you learn about any object-oriented programming language, we all need to digest these concepts. If you're already familiar, that's fine. So apart from the OOPS concepts, we also discuss about exception handling. What is exception? Why do we get an exception? How to resolve that exception, right? So like that, we need to talk about IO streams, input output streams. How do we read a file? How do you write it to the file? So, right, and also we discuss about threads. Thread is also one of the important topic in Java. So we will talk about the Java, and finally collections. Collection means like probably if you are from some computer background, definitely you heard about data structures and all, right? You heard about linked lists and all those things, right? The same funda is also there in Java in the form of collections, right? So we will talk about what is collection, what are the different interfaces, classes, and all those things. Let us explore and I'll give you. So all of my sessions are completely practical oriented. It's not a theory based kind of thing. So meaning I don't run through any PPT show. No, not like that. Completely practical oriented. We write the program since very beginning level. So in case if anybody no idea about the programming is also, that's fine. But those people need to focus more. That's it. Okay. So don't worry on that. So completely practical oriented, all of my sessions. And I would say like 80% practical and 20% theory will be there. Every day we keep on doing exercises, keep learning new things like that, doing exercise. That's the model I follow since the beginning. Okay, so that's the overall core Java topics I'm going to cover. And after that, so we talk about advanced Java. So in advanced Java, we will explore about different advanced concepts.
నువ్వు వాటితో డైరెక్ట్ పని చేసుకుంటున్నావురా ఈ విషయం బయట పెట్టు రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ అవునా కాదా
Is it for me or can you hear me? Hello, Karthik.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Yeah, can you please unmute in case
Sure.
if the question is not for me? Yeah. Thank you. So in advanced Java, let us explore the concepts of advanced and related concepts. Like, we will start with the database. So what is database? How do we use the database? How do we install the database? How to talk to the database? So in that case, actually, we will talk about SQL again. See, while learning about the Java, there are a lot many technologies we are going to discuss, not only Java, right? Because all these are the different connected technologies. We all need to learn, that's it, no option. So we'll talk about, we will learn more about the database, with the SQL, and then again, we'll come back to the Java, and by using the Java program, how do we interact with the database, right? That's what actually the topic is JDBC, right? JDBC means Java Database Connectivity. So we will explore more about what is JDBC, how do we talk to the database using Java program. So there are like a couple of sessions, I think 5 to 6 sessions will be there in the JDBC. And after discuss about the JDBC concept, our next topic is web applications. Okay, so that's the most important topic nowadays, right? Everybody, focusing on, you definitely hear about the term full stack career, full stack development, full stack development. Full stack in the sense, earlier days actually there are front-end developers, back-end developers. So during my time also, the same model we follow. So meaning, guys, Prakash, can you please mute? Hello, Prakash. Okay. So front-end developers and back-end developers. Front-end developer means all the front-end UI, right? Whatever UI we see, so that is developed by one of the developers. So you don't know completely about the back-end, what's happening, you don't know. Similarly, the back-end developers always keep working on the back-end part. You don't know about the front-end part. But those days gone. There is no front-end and back-end developer kind of opportunities now. So now everything is completely full stack. Full stack in the sense you have to know complete knowledge from front end to back end. So what's going on, how the request is processed from the front end to the back end, and how the response is coming from the back end to the front end. You all need to learn about all this. As part of this, actually, they have termed this complete flow as a full stack development. So meaning you need to more focus on front end aspect. As part of the front end, actually, web application means generally when do you call any application as a web application? Browser. Simple. Whenever you access any application through browser, it is called a web application. So as part of the development of web application, there are many technologies coming to picture. Like we all need to know about the HTML, we need to know about the CSS, we need to know about the JavaScript, right? These three technologies are mandated. Let us focus more on this part. And server-side technologies, like server-side technologies, there are many server-side technologies are there, right? So, but Java side, we have servlets, JSPs, JSTL, EJB. These are all the different technologies are there. But some of the technologies are again outdated, like EJB. Nobody is using EJB. Similarly, JSTL also. So, but we will explore all these options as part of the web applications. So, how to create a web application, how to deploy the application to the server, and we explore more about all these HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and backend servlets and JSP. So that's the second topic we are going to discuss as part of the advanced Java. And once we finish, then we'll move on to So once we finish these topics, whatever I mentioned, yeah, you can happily develop the application without any issue. You can develop a standard applications, you can develop a mobile applications, you can develop web applications, or any enterprise class level application you can develop using this knowledge. But nowadays, actually, you heard about a lot of frameworks: Spring, Spring Boot, Hibernate, web services. What is this all this? Yeah, definitely we all need to know about even that as well. Because if you want to construct a building, right? So if nothing is there, I need to start from very scratch in the sense. I need to have a lot of stuff actually, right? I need to have a manpower, I need to materials, I need to have a plan, whatnot. So everything is in place, then only I can start. And most importantly, plan. But imagine that is one case. The other case, for example, already building is constructed with pillars and slabs. Now I just need to customize as per my interest. So now compare the time consumed by this first use case and the second use case. Definitely, second use case we can happily construct walls and internal things, right? That's what actually framework. Okay, so framework is one of the Java library, so which is used to build the application quickly. Right. So, for example, using core and advanced Java, if it takes like 1 year time for the complete development of application, if you apply frameworks on the top of that, maybe we can finish within 6 months. So half of the time we can save it. So that's the most important one. That is the reason we all need to know completely about the frameworks as well. So that is the reason actually as part of the frameworks. So I'm going to cover about Spring framework. Also, we'll talk about Spring Boot. Also, we talk about Hibernate. Also, we talk about web services as well. So these are all the different up-to-date technologies. Okay, so let's explore all these frameworks and what is the frameworks. For example, if you want to learn about any framework, yeah, first of all, if I apply frameworks, I can quickly build my application. That's fine. But I need to know about the framework. First of all, what is this? What is the life cycle of the framework? What are the different components of the framework? So we all need to understand, right? Then only I can use that framework and apply. I can quickly build the application. So all these frameworks meant for rapid application development. And that's the whole purpose of all these frameworks. So we will explore all these frameworks as part of this section. So this is the overall syllabus structure I'm going to cover. So this will take like the overall time is 2.5 months. 2.5 months is the time frame. Every day, 1 hour session. And so during that 1 hour, so completely, as I mentioned, like, the practical oriented. So start with, all practical oriented level, and definitely any questions will be answered any point of time. I'm happy to answer any kind of question, even it is a stupid question. No worries. Okay, don't hesitate. So my sessions are completely interactive sessions, not like, I'm teaching and you're keeping quiet. No, it's not like that. That wouldn't work, because end of the day, you need to learn and apply somewhere. You need to talk, right? You need to tell any concerns, any issues which you are really not understood. You need to bring it to my notice. Otherwise, I don't know, right? So, andru matladali, happy ga matladandi. So, I think everybody know Telugu. So, no communication issues anedi emi undakodu. Okay, but anyway, English is also very important, right? Yeah. So that is the reason actually. Majority of the time I speak in English, but Telugu is also okay. Yes, if you really wanted to ask any question in Telugu also, I can answer. Any questions still here? No question. Online students, any questions still here?
No.
Is that understood? Everyone?
Yeah, we are clear.
Clear. Thank you, Karthik. What about others? No, core Java is not a front end. Core Java means like, the foundation, I can say. The foundation framework, foundation API. Without core Java, no other Java frameworks can exist. Yeah. Okay, let me ask questions and I'll come back to your question. Okay, any questions from online students, guys?
No, as of now.
Okay. No questions. Okay. Thank you all, guys. Okay, one question is like, you're asking about what is C and C++. Okay. I will cover as part of the demo. Okay.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, Jeevan.
What is the difference between Spring and Hibernate, sir? Both are frameworks, right?
Yeah.
But why we use
Okay, can you please speak louder, Jeevan? I'm not.
we are using two frameworks, right? Hibernate and Spring.
Correct.
Both are frameworks, right?
Correct.
Why we are using Hibernate, sir?
Okay. So your question is like both are the frameworks. Why
Yeah.
are we using Hibernate and Spring? Is that your question?
I need a difference, sir.
Oh, difference. Okay.
Difference
See,
and why we are using.
definitely. See, generally, we have many frameworks exist in the globe. Okay. We just consolidated few of them. So if I list out the technologies from the generally every application. Okay, now let me open. Maybe whatever question you asked is bit advanced, but anyway, I'll try to answer your question, Jeevan.
Okay, sir.
So generally, every application is designed in a 3-layer model. Okay, 3-layer model in the sense, this is called presentation layer. Presentation layer means the layer which is visible to the user. And the next layer is business layer. Business layer means like all the validations. All the validations will happen here. Okay, from presentation layer, it should call business layer. From business layer, it should call data access layer. Yeah, data access layer. This is nothing but it will connect to the database. Some database. Sorry, I'm not able to draw it. Okay, so here again from database, we should get the results back to the business layer, and from business layer should come back to the presentation layer. Let a simple example, let us say about the Gmail. Right? Definitely everybody will have a Gmail account. Right? So if you want to access the Gmail, first you hit the URL, the browser, then you will see the page where you're supposed to enter the username, and then followed by password. So that is the part of the presentation layer. And once you enter the presentation layer, whether those details are valid or not, Gmail has to verify, right? Then only you will be able to proceed further. Next, the details are valid, and you will see all of his emails, emails. So what business layer do is, so it will gather the data from the presentation layer, and it will gather from the data from the database and validate here. If all good, then again get the user specific email data and push it to the presentation so that the user will see that. Okay, if you take this diagram, this is called layered architecture. Generally, majority of the people do follow this layered architecture, whether it is a mobile application or a web application or a standalone based application, whatever it is, they always follow this structure, because today it is a web application. Today it is a web application. So means like you need to build HTML, CSS related code. Maybe tomorrow you want to build this as a mobile application. So you will create one more mobile related, iOS or Android related, you create. But from here onwards, completely same. No change in the business layer, no change in the data access layer, only the presentation layer only changes, right? So it's a kind of a reusable. So always you should create the application in a reusable way. Don't keep on writing new code for everything. So you should always think in that manner. Okay, if already code exists, you should always think that, okay, how can I reuse that? But don't duplicate code everywhere. That's a bad design and practice. Coming to Jivan's question, he's asking, what is the difference between these frameworks? Now, for each of these layers, we have plenty of technologies out there. For example, for presentation layer, how can I build my presentation layer? So we can use HTML, correct? We can use HTML, we can use JavaScript, we can use CSS. Okay, I cannot represent all these things. For the presentation layer, I'm listing all the technologies. So we have servlets, we use JSPs, we can use, and those are the plain vanilla technologies. Similarly, we have Java frameworks also there. Struts is one of the framework, which is also meant for presentation layer. Similarly, JSF, Java server basis, that is also part of the presentation layer. Similarly, from Spring framework also, there is one module there, Spring MVC, that is meant for presentation layer. Similarly, non-Java frameworks also there. I hope you heard about the couple of JavaScript related technologies, React.js, AngularJS, EXT.js, Vue.js, Node.js, a lot of JS frameworks also in the market. Even all these frameworks also meant for presentation layer only. Similarly, how do I build my business layer? For business layer, actually, you can use EJBs, Enterprise Java Beans. That's the mostly used EJB for the business layer part. I cannot use EJB for the presentation layer. Right? All these frameworks are for uniquely, purposefully for one specific layer, not for everything. Okay, but similarly, Spring has given one module specifically here, Spring Transactions. So that's the one of the module from the Spring framework. Even that is also used for the business layer. So meaning Spring has one of the module for the presentation layer, just now I told you. Similarly, Spring also another module for the business layer. So Spring is not like that. Spring is a kind of a framework. It's a kind of a utility framework. It has different modules, and each module can be applied for each of the layer. That framework is designed like that. But other frameworks, if you want to use struts, you have to use it for the presentation layer. You cannot use it for other layers. Okay, coming to the data access layer, the last one. So for this, we have JDBC, we have Hibernate. We have Hibernate here. Hibernate will come as part of the database implementation, right? Similarly, we have Spring, Spring DAO, Spring Boot, all will come here. So we have so many options for the database data access layer part. So now if you look at that, there are so many technologies for the presentation layer, as well as the business, as well as the database, data access layer. How many technologies I should learn? Right? Common man, see, even I can't learn each and everything. Definitely, we have to learn very few technologies. Mastering in one specific technology is very important always. Don't try to learn each and everything. It's not possible. So that is the reason, if you look at all these layers, Spring is common across all these things. One. And number two, as part of my experience till today, 99% of the technical industry, Spring definitely be there everywhere. Spring, you will find it everywhere. So that is the reason we consider Spring as one of the important syllabus to be covered as part of the session. So in Spring, actually, Spring Boot is the latest framework actually. We all need to know about the Spring Boot as well. So that is the reason Spring is considered. And also Hibernate. Hibernate, I told you, right? Hibernate is also one of the important frameworks familiar these days. 99% you also find Hibernate as well everywhere. So that is the reason actually we also included Hibernate. So overall, for Jivan's question, what I can say is Hibernate is a framework which is used for the data access layer, database related implementation part. The Spring means you can use everywhere. So that is the reason actually we all need to know about this. So Jivan, is that clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
డేటాబేస్ లో యూజ్ చేస్తామా సార్ అది మనం?
Yeah, database లో use చేస్తాం, correct.
ఓకే సార్. స్ప్రింగ్ మాత్రం అన్నిట్లో యూజ్ అవుతుంది మనకి.
అన్నిట్లో యూజ్ చేస్తాం. బట్
కానీ హైబర్నేట్ అనేది డేటాబేస్ దగ్గర యూజ్ చేస్తాం మనం.
కరెక్ట్. హైబర్నేట్ అనేది ఎక్స్క్లూజివ్ గా డేటాబేస్ పర్పస్ కే.
ఓకే సార్. అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనం స్ప్రింగ్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం కదా సార్, ఇంకా మనకి హైబర్నేట్ అవసరం అనేది వచ్చిద్దా సార్?
ఉండదు, డెఫినెట్ గా ఉండదు. మనం స్ప్రింగ్ ఒకటే నేర్చుకున్నా కూడా వీఆర్ వెరీ హ్యాపీ. కానీ మీరు ఎక్కడో జాయిన్ అవుతారు కంపెనీ, వాడు హైబర్నేట్ ఒకటే వాడతాడు.
ఓకే ఓకే. అంటే సమ్ కంపెనీస్ హైబర్నేట్ ప్రిఫర్ చేస్తే అంటారా సార్?
సో మెజారిటీ ఆఫ్ ది ఐటీ కంపెనీస్ ప్రిఫర్ హైబర్నేట్. దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ ఇట్ ఇస్ బెటర్ టు లెర్న్ హైబర్నేట్ ఆల్సో.
ఓకే సార్.
దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ వి హావ్ ఇంక్లూడెడ్.
ఓకే సార్.
ఒకటే స్ప్రింగ్ ఒకటే నేర్చుకున్నా కూడా you can happily use all over. That is the major advantage of the Spring framework.
Yeah sir. Okay sir.
Hello?
Thank you sir.
Yeah, no problem.
Hello.
Any other? Yeah, please.
Yeah. Sorry sir, ఇంతకు ముందు కొంచెం నెట్వర్క్ ఇష్యూ ఉండేది. మీరు చెప్పేది నాకు టైమింగ్స్ గురించి చెప్పారు కదా సార్, ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ రిపీట్ చేస్తారా కొంచెం?
Timing, okay. Dikshit, right?
Yes sir.
Yeah, Dikshit, all these topics, probably we might, take like 2.5 hours, 2.5 to 3 months time frame, because sometimes, it might be extended because of exercises and all those things. And also we will be doing one live project also by using all these technologies. Learning is one part, applying is most important second part. You should always know about how to apply the technologies to build applications. That's the most important one. So that is also part of this game, part of these training sessions. Okay. So,
Okay, sir.
So mostly it might take like 3 months time, Dikshit. So,
Okay, sir.
Okay. Every day, 1 hour session.
Okay.
Every day, 1 hour session. So that 1 hour, mostly the same time slot, I'm assuming.
Okay.
Okay.
So is there any chance to postpone 1 hour? Like from 6:30 to, because if the timing is from 6:30, then I will attend for the offline class.
Yeah, that's okay.
So that's what I'm thinking.
What best we can do, probably, people will decide. No worries on that, Diksha. So probably you can tell your concerns. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
The time will be accordingly. Okay. No worries on that.
Okay, thank you.
Classes are from Monday to Friday. That's it. No classes on weekends. Okay. So Saturday and Sunday, no classes, unless it's very specific things to be covered. In case if I miss any sessions during my weekday, generally I do conduct sessions on weekends. Otherwise, no sessions. Don't expect that. So because you also need some time to practice, right? Probably you can utilize that time for the weekends to get up to the speed. So for all these, sessions, definitely practice is very, very important, guys. Honestly, I'm saying. ఎందుకంటే ఇనిషియల్ గా మనం క్లాసెస్ చెప్పుకున్నప్పుడు ఇట్స్ వెరీ ఈజీ టు అండర్స్టాండ్, టైంకి అర్థం అవుతాయి. కానీ ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ ప్రాక్టీస్, యూ రియల్లీ స్ట్రగుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్. దట్స్ రీజన్ ఐ సజెస్ట్ ఆర్ ఐ రిక్వెస్ట్ ఎవ్రీబడి ఆన్ డైలీ బేసిస్. ఆ రోజు మనం ఏం చెప్పుకున్నాం, ద సేమ్ ట్రైనింగ్ యూ జస్ట్ స్పెండ్ సమ్ 1 hour time. It would be easy. In case if you stuck and if you don't understand anything to do on the same day, you came next day. I mean, next day వచ్చి అడగండి, దానికి ఇది అర్థం కావట్లేదు, రావట్లేదు. So the purpose is like, we all happily learn the technology, we enjoy the technology. That's most important. Don't scare of any of these things. Okay, it's not a rocket science. As long as you have zeal to learn the technology, anybody, even kids also learning Java. Okay, so don't scare or don't worry about the technology. So because as part of my experience, I can happily tell, whatever questions randomly you can ask, I'm happy to answer. So that's the one of the advantages you guys have. Any questions from anyone? Okay, Mostly we discussed about content, training content part, and the duration, and the kind of training sessions happen on the week. That's what we discussed. Now we will move on to the real demo part. Okay. Right. So first of all, Namki should be there somewhere. That's okay. I hope okay, all able to see the content. Just want to increase the font. Okay. The very first question: why should I learn Java? Why not other technology? There are many technologies are there. There are Microsoft technologies like C#, VB.NET, PC.NET, Python, Scala. So many technologies are there. Why should I choose Java? Even I learned almost all the technologies. I learned about Java. I learned about C, C++. I learned even testing frameworks as well. I learned finally entered into ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning. I hope you heard about SAP, Oracle Labs. Finally, I stick to Java. Until today, I'm still on the Java since last 20 years. Now you can imagine the power of Java. ఎందుకంటే ఎవరైనా సరే ఒక టెక్నాలజీలో ఉన్నప్పుడు maximum 6 to 10 years strength. ఆ తర్వాత డెఫినెట్లీ యూ హ్యావ్ టు చేంజ్. ఎందుకంటే టెక్నాలజీ ఉండొచ్చు ఉండకపోవచ్చు. యూ డోంట్ నో, నెవర్ నో. C++ లో స్టిల్ కోడింగ్ చేసేవాళ్ళు ఎవరన్నా విన్నారా ఇప్పటిదాకా? బట్ అలాగే C++ పవర్ఫుల్ లాంగ్వేజెస్ కాదని అంటావా? నో. The entire Unix operating system is written in C programming language. You know that? So that's one of the operating system. Like Windows, we have so many operating systems. Like Windows is one of them. Like that, we have Unix, we have Linux, we have Solaris, we have Mac operating system. Right? These are all the different operating systems. So the entire Unix, Windows kind of operating system, Unix is completely written in C programming language. Now nobody is developing applications in C. Why? The reason is, since beginning, the programming languages are coming as procedural oriented programming languages. Procedural oriented programming. Procedural oriented programming language in the sense, like for example, C, COBOL, Fortran, BASIC, whatnot. Like I hope you heard about all these programming languages. So all these languages belong to procedural oriented programming languages. Meaning, whenever you want to develop any functionality, you should develop as a procedure, as a function. So in that model, there are so many flaws. There are so many limitations. Limitations in the sense, if you create a variable in one module, that variable is visible everywhere. Anybody can change that variable across the application. That's really dangerous. Maybe purposefully I created one variable and assigned one. Somebody knowingly or unknowingly changed it to 2. It is possible. That creates, it's a huge impact for the application functionality. But there is no control. I will be developing in my home and you will be developing it somewhere place. We don't know who is working on what part of the code, right? So likewise, there are few flaws in the procedural-oriented programming languages. So that is the reason actually people identified all these issues. Oh, no, there is some, that is the reason actually once మీరు ఏదైనా ప్రొసీజర్ C లో కానీ C++ లో కానీ ఒక అప్లికేషన్ క్రియేట్ చేశారంటే application related issues fix చేయడానికి we need to spend a lot of time. Development time కన్నా issue fix చేయడానికి we need to spend a lot of time because of these issues. So that is the reason actually they come up with a new programming methodology, which is called object-oriented programming methodology came up. Okay. So అందుకే మనకి C++ లో ఎవరు డెవలప్ చేయట్లేదంటే రీజన్ ఏంటంటే C belong to procedural oriented programming language. Now we have to move to object-oriented programming.
ఎంతమంది చూడాలి
Dikshit, any questions? Hello, Dikshit.
No sir.
Yeah, please mute.
Sorry.
Right. So that is the reason, because of the limitations and issues in the procedural oriented programming language, object oriented programming came up. So in object oriented programming, what they have done is, whatever issues are there in the procedure level, they have addressed all the issues in the object oriented methodology. So that is the reason, even till today, we are happily using object oriented programming. That is the reason, under object oriented programming, there are so many technologies are there, like maybe C++ is also both procedure oriented as well as object oriented. That is the reason the name they have given as a C++. Okay, C++, ADA, whatnot, like Python, .NET, the complete .NET platform, as well as Java, like that. There are different programming languages. Okay, whatever procedural oriented issues, all are addressed in all these programming languages, because all these programming languages need to follow the same object oriented concepts. By that way, it is addressed. Why Java? Why not Python? Why not Scala? So that's what we will discuss now. Because Java is created by James Gosling. So he is the author of Java. Why he created this programming language is, he wanted to build a communication between two different electronic devices. That's the initial project. For example, a washing machine undi, air conditioner undi. Both are two different electronic devices. Washing machine pani veru, air conditioner pani veru. There is no commonality. He wants to build communication. Maybe washing machine will send a signal to the air conditioner, and that would respond back and will send response back. So that's the initial exercise. For that purpose, actually, he created this programming language. He achieved. He finally created this programming language successfully by creating a new engine called JRE. What is the JRE? Java Runtime Environment. He created this small engine, and he installed this engine in both of these electronic devices, and he wrote the program in Java, and he able to communicate with devices. That is the reason, actually, these two are two different electronic devices, no commonality, but still they are able to communicate each other. The reason Java is called platform independent programming language. Okay, so platform independent programming language. Even today, we don't have any programming language like Java. Okay, I'll tell you one example. For example, you guys are experts in C or C++. I'm in Windows platform. Okay, so I have some C prompt. Here I have created a simple addition of two numbers. I wrote a simple C program. Now test.c. I have written a program. Now I need to compile. I hope you all know about what is compilation. Compilation means you convert entire program to machine understandable format. Because all these programming languages are meant for us, not for computers. Right? It is for us. That is the reason there is a compilation is definitely required, because whatever I write the program, that all need to be converted into machine understandable or some binary format. Right. Now coming to this, I wrote a test.c program. Now I want to execute it. How do I execute? Definitely there is a compilation. I hope if you all experience with C programming language, I hope you use like a turbo C. That's even me also use a turbo C. The complete blue screen, right? Turbo C. So you need to compile this program. So after compiled, what happens? There are some sequence of steps file will happen. It will create an object file, obj file. And again, that obj file is keep converted into finally test.exe file will be created. Finally, test.exe file another create just in Rasim program test.c that file exe. So if the file create aindo, now how do I execute? Simply prompt to the physical enter button. It will give you, maybe it will ask you numbers like 1 and 2, the result of 2 numbers, I will get it as a test. That's it, very simple. So I can happily execute this program in Windows platform. Fine. Now I move to Linux platform. Linux platform will be prompt something like this. Like C greater than symbol allowed, something like that. You should find the prompt like this. Test.exe anyway, I'm happily executed Windows, right? So I copied that exe file in one USB drive and I again copied into Linux and get that file here. Can I execute this file here? No. Online students, can I execute test.exe in Linux? Anyone?
No, sir.
No. Why?
Create చేయలేం సార్.
Yes. Yes, you are correct. Platform dependent. First of all, what will be there in the test.exe file? We need to understand that. Because we are in the Windows platform, I wrote simple addition of 2 different numbers and I compile the program. And what this compilation does is, it will create completely whatever logic you have implemented in C, plus it also stores Windows specific information also will be stored as part of this test.exe. Because you compile it to the Windows platform, hence it has platform dependent information also added. Because the platform related information is there in the test.exe, how come other operating system knows about that other platform? 2 different operating systems cannot talk to each other. Linux cannot talk to Unix, Unix cannot talk to Windows, Windows cannot talk to Mac. Okay. Because every operating system will have its own processor scheduling algorithms, its own like pulling mechanisms. Everything is completely different. So no operating system can talk to each other. That is the reason the file which is happily executed in the Windows platform cannot be executed in the Linux or Mac platform. That is the reason. So my goal is to execute. My goal is to execute that program. Then how do I execute? So then what you need to do is, instead of copying this exe file, you need to get the source file again. Get the source file. Again, you need to compile again here. Whatever steps you have followed there, the same steps you need to follow in this operating system. But again, here, there are different compilers will be there. Windows compiler is Turbo C. Linux compiler might be some XYZ. Linux, same Turbo C won't be available. That is the reason, maybe the same program which is compiled very well in the Windows, that may not be compiled in the Unix. Never know. If it is a simple logic, okay. If it is a very big application which is having like thousands of lines of code, maybe the compilation may be failed, maybe different factors. You don't know. So that's the challenge we have. So, but anyway, here you need to compile and then execute. So, what is the meaning of that? So, a program which is running happily at one operating system, with the other operating system you are not able. That's the limitation. So if any application, so generally application should be something like this. I don't know what operating system I'm using. I don't know what kind of hardware I'm using. It has to run everywhere. So that is the way it should. Platform independent. But here, if I create that application C, it should run on Windows only. Another operating system. Okay, let's take Java. So online students, I hope all are following. Yes or no, guys? Online students?
Yeah, we are following.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now let's take the Java program. So how does Java lifecycle will be there? So in Java, okay, I'm in Windows platform. Okay. Now here, generally the extension for Java program is .java, like .c. However, we have given. So like manaki Java just .java. You need to compile. You need to compile. But after compilation, what will be generated is important. But in the C case, it generated finally exe file. What about here? It creates a file called test.class, which is a bytecode, of course. It will create a file name test.class. So what is this? What is this class file? Who can understand this class file? Does machine understand about it? No. Does operating system knows about it? No. Who can understand about this .class file? To understand this file format, Gosling has created a separate program, which is JR. So, which is Java runtime environment. A small program. As long as you have that program in any of the operating system, no matter what operating system, as long as you have this JRE installed, I can happily test that class file can be executed. So I can in the Linux also, if I can move class file here, and imagine in Linux also, JRE is already installed because JRE is available for all the operating systems. So assume that JRE is installed at Linux, so I can happily move the class file and I can execute it. So no restrictions. This is a very, very important principle and feature of Java. So that is the reason this is called platform independent programming language, and also this kind of concept is called portability. Portable Java is a portable language. So this is the reason actually. Now Java you will find everywhere. It is not restricted to one specific purpose. Right now we are using Java for one either standalone applications or web applications, right? But now, if we talk about the testing, Selenium, there also you will find Java. You can write JavaScripts to execute in the Selenium platform. Okay, and take databases. Even databases also you will find Java. Take ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, like SAP, Oracle Apps, JD Edwards, PeopleSoft. Every ERP platform you will find Java. So Java penetrated everywhere because of this platform independence. There is no restrictions. So that is the reason it has a tagline called compile once, run anywhere. You compile once, I can happily run that program anywhere. This is the reason now Java is so powerful. Even today, it is still there. Okay, but Gosling has created this programming language in '95. And then since a few years, actually, he maintained since JDK 7, I guess. And then later, it is acquired by the Oracle Corporation. Now Java belongs to Oracle Corporation. There is no Sun Corporation. Generally, Oracle guys do like that only. You know, whichever software is so popular, you try to acquire. Acquisitions will happen, and he will, he will take it over. That's the Oracle strategy always. That is the reason Oracle acquired so many products. The Logic Server, JD Edwards, PeopleSoft, these are all ERPs. and similarly Java, JBoss. So all these things are taken over by Oracle because of that reason. So he playing like a monopoly kind of thing. He don't want to have any competitor. So that's the model he follows. So, but now anyway, to download Java or to install Java, you need to log on to Oracle and download it and install it. So this is the reason Java, and also we have so many object-oriented programming languages. I told you, right? C++ is one of the object-oriented languages. So every object-oriented language have many features actually. There are many features will be there, but Java is not created to address all the features will be there in the Java. He want to create this programming language as simple as possible. You don't want to complicate the language. For example, if anybody aware of the C++ here? No, okay, fine. In C++, there is one of the object-oriented concept, inheritance. Inheritance is one of the OOPS concepts. In C++, you have multiple types of inheritances. Single-level inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, hybrid inheritance. Like that, so many inheritances you will find it. But in Java, you will have only single-level inheritance. Operator overloading is also one of the concepts in C++, which is not there. Likewise, so many concepts you don't want to purposefully you don't want to include it because you don't want to make it complex. So that way, the programming language is created. Hence, it is a simple object-oriented programming language. It can be used for networking purpose, or standalone purpose, or web application development purpose, and this can be used to create thread-based applications. Threads is also one of the important topics. Thread in the sense, instead of executing one by one, I want to execute in parallel, which is called parallel programming. So whenever you execute in parallel, within short time, I can see the output. So that kind of programs, if you want to create, you can still use Java for that. So likewise, there are so many features, so many advantages of the Java. That is the reason Java is so powerful. And because it is acquired with Oracle, there are no doubt going forward also there are so many advantages and it will grow forever. And coming to the version, the latest version is JDK 19. But we will focus on JDK 8 only because 8 is the most important stable version. Even today, most of the companies are still using. But actually, Gosling time every 2 years to 3 years, so version releases. There is no specific time limit. Maybe once upon a time, he took like 5 years also, the next version. Oracle acquired they releasing the versions in every March and September. Meaning every year they are releasing 2 versions. 2 versions can release just now, but are releases there? What version I should learn? Right? In JDK 8 నేర్చుకుంటే JDK 19 is the latest. అది ఇప్పుడు నేర్చుకోవాలి, మధ్యలో ఇప్పుడు నేర్చుకోవాలి. So that's the reason what they said is, don't focus on the version. Even every year వాళ్ళు 2 versions రిలీజ్ చేస్తున్నా, ఒక్కొక్క రిలీజ్ లో ఇది 1-2 కాన్సెప్ట్స్ న్యూ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ రిలీజ్ చేస్తారు. ఓకే, అట్లా ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్ 2 వెర్షన్స్ కింద చేస్తూ ఒక్క వెర్షన్ వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారంటే లాంగ్ టర్మ్ సపోర్ట్ అంటారు, LTS రిలీజ్ అంటారు. అంటే మీకు JDK 8 is LTS లాంగ్ టర్మ్ సపోర్ట్, అలాగే JDK 11 is a లాంగ్ టర్మ్ సపోర్ట్. అలా ఒక 2 సంవత్సరాలకు వచ్చే ఒక వెర్షన్ LTS రిలీజ్ అని చెప్పి వాళ్ళు రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తారు. అంటే ఆ వెర్షన్ నే మనం అప్లికేషన్స్ లో వాడుకోవాలి, ఎందుకంటే దానికి ఎక్కువ సపోర్ట్ ఉంటుంది. సపోర్ట్ ఉండడం అంటే ఈ రోజు నేను JDK 8 తో నేను ఈ రోజు అప్లికేషన్ బిల్డ్ చేస్తాను. డూ ఐ హ్యావ్ దిస్ టెక్నాలజీ ఆఫ్టర్ 10 years? అప్పుడు దాకా సపోర్ట్ ఉంటుందా అంటే అనుకోవచ్చు, మీకు 5 years 6 years వరకు ఉంటుంది. నెక్స్ట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు మైగ్రేట్ టు నెక్స్ట్ టెక్నాలజీ, అప్గ్రేడ్ చేయాల్సిందే మనం, నో ఆప్షన్. సో అలా LTS రిలీజ్ అనేది వాళ్ళు సైకిల్ డిఫైన్ చేస్తారు. సో కాబట్టి we will focus on JDK 8. ఒకసారి JDK 8 లో అన్ని కాన్సెప్ట్స్ మనం డిస్కస్ చేసిన తర్వాత we come back to the each release లో ఏమేమి కొత్త కాన్సెప్ట్స్ వచ్చాయో we'll talk about all those details in 2 to 3 sessions. That is more than sufficient. But what is important is we need to understand about object oriented concepts, ఎలా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తాం జావాలో అంటే more emphasize. Okay, that's the overall topic. So I hope all clear. Online students, is that clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Any questions? With respect to the syllabus or technology?
Yeah, can you confirm me that what is the period you are giving this training session? How many are you giving, 45 days or how much time?
Yeah, so all these classes are mainly intended for the offline training because that is more advantageous. If you're coming here, happily you can learn coding and all. So when the questions ఉంటే మీరు ఇక్కడ అడగచ్చు దాన్ని క్లారిఫై చేసుకోవచ్చు. Okay, I can happily do that. But of course, online is also available in case if you are staying far away. That is also there. But I always do encourage for offline training. But online, offline should be. So my model is something like that. Some of the people will be joining online as well as offline. I'm targeting both of the audiences and keep developing my lecture. That's the model I follow. And every recording, every session will be recorded. That recorded video is going to be shared to every registered candidates. And also I'll be sharing whatever running notes I'm giving here. And also whatever exercises I'm doing here, Eclipse. So going further, we use the Eclipse tool, one of the two. So all the projects are going to be shared. After explaining all these concepts, one live project also you are going to do. So I'll be helping to completely get that project also. Student management system. So once you learn the technology, how to apply. So you'll be applying the technology on the same application. Likewise, the same requirement will be, coming and going like that. So I'll be explaining all these concepts. Okay, guys, if no questions, let's wind up and see you soon. Thank you all. Thanks for joining this demo. Thank you all, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.